So, hi, I'm Eric Gallagher, state legislator from New Hampshire, one of 400, which, yeah, we have a pretty abnormal ratio of legislators to population in New Hampshire. So it's quite easy for random people to get elected. So one of the things I've been working on in the state legislature has been free software-related legislation. So my first term in office, I tried doing it in one big bill called the, due to all these bills that have catchy acronyms, I tried to come up with one myself called the Software Act, securing our freedom to write and read everything. Unfortunately, by making it an omnibus, people thought I was trying to do too much in one bill. So this term, I split it into 7 different bills plus then there are also 2 more tech-related ones I think might be of interest to this audience. Yeah, I've got 9 bills that I'm going to try to get through in 5 minutes. Luckily, they're all pretty short. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to do that. I don't have any slides. These are all just from paper. So first was House Bill 67, relative to the right to review source code of software in criminal cases. So there was actually a court decision in which a defendant won the right to inspect source code of some DNA testing software that was being used as evidence against him. So the legislation here was basically to codify that. Unfortunately, the State Attorney General's office didn't really like that much, just due to the potential for slowing down proceedings due to just the sheer amount of software involved in our lives that this would open up the inspection to, which when he was mentioning that during his testimony was like, okay, yeah, and this list of all these places you're mentioning where software is involved in our daily lives, that's precisely why we need this, is just because we have all these unaccountable black boxes that can be used to determine whether we've done things or not. So that's House Bill 67. So House Bill 73, I had a right to repair bill. This one was actually not my bill. I was picking up from another representative last year. I think there's going to be a keynote. One of the keynotes is on the topic of right to repair, so I won't go too deep into detail on that one. House Bill 327, prohibiting the state from requiring the public use proprietary software when visiting state websites. So this one was basically my LibreJS compatibility bill for state websites. And so, yeah, this one, basically the state IT director testified against it with this huge fiscal note about how much it would cost. Apparently, it would cost a lot more than I thought it would. So, yeah, finding out a way to do LibreJS compatibility more cheaply would be something worth doing. I had one about non-compete clauses and non-disclosure agreements. Since one thing I've heard in the free software movement has been people saying, oh, I can't actually help fix this bug because my employer has a clause in my contract preventing me from looking at source code, even though it's a free and open source software project. All right, and yeah, it looks like I might not actually get through all of these. But so yeah, I also had one So with the LibreJS compatibility one, that one was for web-based software. I had a similar one for desktop software, HB 617, which had a similar thing happen to it. The state ID department thought it would take too much money to change things on their end. House Bill 556, relative to the duties of the IT Council, basically just getting more free software in our IT Council, and then House Bill 589, prohibiting state and local law enforcement agencies from participating in the enforcement of copyright claims against free and open source software projects. So that basically would have made New Hampshire like a sanctuary state for free and open source software developers fleeing from persecution by proprietary software companies. And yeah, that one also, I think the Department of Justice kind of misunderstood it, so I'm going to try to reword it, come back with some language that's closer to some of the other non-enforcement legislation or non-cooperation legislation that we have on other topics. So yeah, it looks like I'm out of time, so I am here in the audience, so if you would like to talk with any more ideas you have about things we can do legislatively for free software, feel free to get in touch with me.